Hello and welcome to today's video. This time we're taking a look at the latest issue of the Men's Adventure Quarterly. This is issue 9, Croc Attack. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look. Okay then, here we are. Are you prepared to face a croc attack? Well, I think we are. We are, aren't we? And this is issue 9 of the shall we say long running now. It's been over 2 years in the making now, and Men's Adventure Quarterly is very much established as the quarterly magazine for lovers of men's adventure action, and it's edited by Bob Dice and Bill Cunningham, and Bill does the fantastic layouts. And at this time round we've got guest editorial articles by Andrew Nett and John Harrison. Now I've been right through this one now, and it is everything that you might imagine from that really great cover. I mean, that is so bold and bright and vivid. I just love it. Sort of thing you want to just leave around, you know, for when you've got visitors, because it's going to catch their eye. So this is all, as you might imagine, crocodile related stories and articles pulled from the pages of the Men's Adventure magazines, plus some articles here. So little roll of honour after their second year has been complete, so well done on that, guys. And then a little piece on Max Allan Collins and some of his latest publications through Hard Case Crime. I've been enjoying a few of those myself. And then we're on to the first of the stories. So what they tend to do, if you've never read a Men's Adventure Quarterly before, is one of the editors, usually it's Bob, he's got such a great collection himself, will introduce something about the story or the cover artist or the actual author before you actually dive in and read. And the stories are put into historical context. So this one, for example, The Avenging Crocodile. It's by L.A. Burt and is told to Brian O'Brien from Man's Day. This is the original magazine from June 1953, and that's reproduced there. Then we'll have Bob's sort of background history, popping it into historical context, and then we'll have a reprint of the story itself. And there we are. Now all of these have been reset and relaid by Bill in the development period here on the magazine. And at the end of this, there's actually a really interesting bit by Bill about how the magazine is put together, which I found quite fascinating. So here's the next one here, Man's Life, and that you might recognise that cover from the Taschen book on the Men's Adventure magazines from, I think it was back in 2008. Certainly that was my first exposure to Men's Adventure magazines as an actual thing. Nice little gallery there, some of the famous covers. Give Me Back My Arm by Roy Baker. You got to laugh, haven't you? Some of these are just so sensationalist. And these are some of the great Civil War era ones here. This is Gator Ground. This cover here from Adventure, this is June 1958, was drawn by Mort Kunstler, or painted I should say by Mort Kunstler. Absolutely fantastic. His Civil War pieces are, well, they're almost like photorealistic, aren't they? But they just capture something about it, and well, they're just superb. I'd love to own a couple of his originals. There's one there. Wow. It's good stuff, isn't it? Gator Ground. Art by Doug Allen on this one, the internal art. And you do get the full story, and that's one of the great things about the Men's Adventure articles. You can just dip into this. It is a magazine, so it's not like committing to a whole book. You can just dip in and out, and that's what I tend to do with these. Now this is an article on Men's Adventure magazines in Australia. So this is by Andrew Nett, and Andrew's written a few books himself. Very good ones on post-war paperback publishing, and this is once again a really in-depth article. So Andrew did fantastic on this one, and this is really fascinating, and I would imagine in a way that the Australian Men's Adventure magazine story does mirror slightly what happened in the UK, in actual fact, where there was some sort of homages to the American men's adventure magazines, but I think on the whole in the UK we just got imports, a bit like imported copies of Playboy and American comics of the period, you know. There's a little recap of the men's adventure library, always good reads there. My Bloody Battle with a Croc, Bill Gentry. Cover and interior art, Doug Rosa did that one. Absolutely classic sort of pose there. Now once again Bob's written up a little bit about Doug Rosa and some of his other cover artwork there, some for the science fiction, Avon Merritt science fiction, and some of the Doc Savage covers as well. My Bloody Battle with a Croc here. And you get some of the period advertisements and cartoons as well. Just gives it all the feel. This is a bit more familiar territory with Nazis menacing, you know, the shackled woman. That's a typical theme there. And this is interesting. So it does sort of relate to how actual crocodiles and alligators were actually sort of used, and how the stories were based on them. And a lot of them are, you know, not actually based on fact. This is a black caiman, so it's not even a crocodile or an alligator. It's a caiman, which is something I don't know a lot about, the big caimans, but they do exist. And it's interesting that they don't kill quite as many people as perhaps you might think, but they do still account for some deaths each year, people being attacked by crocodiles. I always think they're the closest relatives we've got to, you know, what the dinosaurs would have been like, you know. Curse of the Crocodile here. It's the Ron Lesser book. It's fantastic. This is a look at crocodiles in some of the other earlier forms of literature, and some of the there was the gold key comic there. Was it Croc, son of Tarzan? And there's a foreign, it's a Dutch Tarzan comic there. Hawkman. Blood for the Crocodile. This is The Women of the Astounding She-Monster. A gallery. This is by Bob here. And it's I have to be careful here, but this is looking at some of the ladies in the world of men's adventure, and you do come across these names. And Bob does say in this article that, you know, when he looks through some of his old magazines doing research, you come across like a pin-up model and you don't know, you've never even really heard of her. And Bob says here, you know, what's he called? She's Shirley. What's his actual name here? Is it Shirley? What was she called? Shirley Kilpatrick was this model's name here, and he did a bit of googling and saw that she was actually a model for all sorts of things. And she did, we see magazine covers there, also used on this movie poster. She even did some acting as well, as some of the models did. Have to cover this page, you know, unfortunately, you know, this is a friendly channel here. There are some of her other sort of B-movie exploit posters as well. Really, really good stuff. And these are actually featuring that Madeline Castle, another much more popular glamour girl from the 50s and 60s. And Shirley Kilpatrick. Celeste Kirk was her stage name. And there's Madeline Castle. There we are. So that's the gallery. Back to the stories now, for men only. So Mort Kunstler picture there in the middle. And the stories, as I said, are presented as close to the originals as they possibly can be. And this is looking at the author, which was who wrote this one, which was, what was his name again? Yeah, Leon Lazarus. So these are some of the other things that Leon Lazarus actually wrote, like this Lassie book there, Little Golden Book, and Tales of Wells Fargo. Lovely those. There we are. My Hand to Draw Death Duel with a Croc. Leon Lazarus. original piece of artwork there. Now, this is the second guest editorial. This is by another Australian, John Harrison. And I have read some of John's work in the cinema of the 70s and cinema of the 80s, magazine stroke books. In fact, very similar format to the Men's Adventure Quarterly, actually. I've got quite a few of those, and I have briefly shown them on the channel. But this is looking at crocodiles in sort of popular culture, but more in the face of TV and movies. There's that great Thunderbirds episode. What was it called? Attack of the Crocodiles. It was or Attack of the Alligators, rather. Yeah, brilliant, that one. And it's surprising how often the crocodile theme comes back. It really does, time and time again. This is Mega Crocodile, 2019, a Chinese produced one there. Yeah, good little article, that one. We got the worst horror story of World War II. I think this is about the Japanese soldiers who had to go onto a crocodile-infested island to try and reach safety, and most of the troops did not survive. So it's pretty grim. That's like a Photoshop thing. It wasn't quite like that, but a lot of the soldiers did actually perish. There we are. That's where the Men's Adventure, skirt around the facts of non-fiction. Now, this is by Bill here, Bill Cunningham, How the Sausage is Made, and this shows how Bill takes the original source material. So that's, for example, The Avenging Crocodile. That was the original spread in the magazine, and how for this magazine he's taken the artwork. Some of it has been recolored electronically in post-production, or he's used something like Photoshop, the AI generated color to generate color. Sometimes he's been able to pull the original artwork off the front jacket of the original magazine as well, insert it in there that's similar to how it was originally laid out, then it's been reset with possibly a new typeface or heading put in. So quite a lot of work, literally page by page, and I really like this before and after look at the process, because don't forget, you can of course buy the Men's Adventure Quarterly now in 3 different formats, and the older issues are going in this. So this is obviously the full colour magazine version. You can buy another version of this which is just black and white, and you can also buy it electronically now for your Kindle or e-reader or tablet. So you don't have to buy the full colour version. This is obviously the one I love, because I just think they're great permanent forms, to keep and collect. But there are alternatives should you want them more for the stories rather than anything else. We fought monster crocodiles. So again, some related articles and magazines featuring the crocs. This is a gallery of gator goodness, Croc Attack, and these are some absolutely outstanding covers here. Crocodile related ones. Al Schmidt did the cover there for Men, May 1953. There's the one that's used on the front cover here by George Gross. Man's Illustrated, 1955. And some True Adventures, Valor, Rage for Men. Just imagine seeing these on the newsstands or in your newsagents. I mean, it just would have been fantastic, wouldn't it? I think they would have been hard to turn down if I was offered these back when these were being published. True Men. Just great. Will Halsey. That was from 1958. Man's Conquest, January 58. Art George Gross did the artwork there. Yes, fantastic stuff. Now, the next issue is going to be Vietnam. Look at this. You'll see it in our 10th Battlefield issue. So it's going to be Vietnam-related men's adventure stories. And I, for one, am definitely going to be looking forward to that one because, well, it's just going to be fantastic. You can guarantee it. So look out for that in 3 months' time. So there you go. What an issue, you have to say. What an issue. Really, really great, that one. And I haven't read all the stories there, but I have got I have read about 3 of them now, and once again they're really, really entertaining. I almost want to like savor these because they're great fun. So superb. Now I'll put links to this one in the description down below so you can buy it from Amazon should you wish. And don't forget there are multiple editions for you to choose from. Thanks as always to the editors for sending me this copy for review. Hope you've enjoyed this little look through. If you have, do please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget all previous issues are together now in a playlist on the channel, so you can have a look and make sure you're getting some good value for money with your other Men's Adventure quarterly action. The whole lot are there. I recommend every single one, looking at different aspects of the MAMs. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.